Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the CD guy, Johnny Z here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel, and today it's time for Talking Albums number 63, and this is your review of the new KISS Off the Soundboard, live from Donnington, 1996. First off, just some fast album facts. This is the third installment of KISS Off the Soundboard, and it was released today on June 10th, 2022. It was recorded live on August 17th, 1996 as part of the reunion tour during the Monsters of Rock Festival, and the personnel on this album, you have the original four guys, hence this being part of the reunion tour, that of course being Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, and Ace Frehley. Moving on now to the set list, KISS performed 17 songs in total here, so they are as follows: Deuce, King of the Nighttime World, Do You Love Me, Calling Dr. Love, Cold Gin, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, Shout It Out Loud, Watching You, Firehouse, Shock Me, Strutter, God of Thunder, Love Gun, 100,000 Years, Black Diamond, Detroit Rock City, and Rock and Roll All Night. You can view the full set list right over here. And, all in all, it's a pretty solid set list. Nothing in particular out of the ordinary for KISS, and a majority of the songs here they still play live to this day. But nonetheless, a really strong set list in my opinion. And what's cool about this is the fact that this was recorded on the reunion tour, meaning for the first time in years, KISS fans got to hear the original four guys performing a lot of these classics for, like I said, the first time in a long time. So that's really cool, and like I said, a pretty solid set list, all things considered. All in all, I'm going to give this installment of KISS Off the Soundboard 3 out of 5 stars. And, it's a fine concert with a fine set list, but the problem that I have with Off the Soundboard is that the production is pretty subpar, in my opinion. I get that these are supposed to sound and feel like real bootleg recordings, but for the prices that KISS are charging for these official bootlegs, they have the assets to make them sound a lot crisper and cleaner for the fans, and they just don't do that. And I get the bootleg feel, but they're charging an arm and a leg for these bootlegs, and they just are not up to standard for the price that we're paying, in my opinion. And, I felt the same way about the first two KISS Off the Soundboards. My copy here of Tokyo 2001 also suffers, in my opinion, from the same problem. So, is KISS Off the Soundboard pretty fun? Yes, absolutely, but I think they are charging too much for subpar production, in my opinion. As for the fan poll I put out a couple days ago, asking you guys whether or not you felt that KISS Off the Soundboard was worth it or not, 46% of you said yes, it's still worth it, and 54% said no, it's a ripoff. And for me personally, I definitely agree with the majority here. I think KISS Off the Soundboard is a ripoff, and it's not really worth it anymore. And, it's not to say that these aren't, cool releases by the band, but for me personally, I just feel like KISS are charging too much here for a glorified bootleg where the production is pretty subpar, when they definitely have the means to clean it up a bit to make it worth our money. And, the fact of the matter is, most of these concerts are out on YouTube, or if you go hunting for them, probably on the KISS bootleg sites. So is it really worth paying the money when you could listen to these bootleg albums for free on YouTube, or whatever other service you choose to listen to them on, whether it be the bootleg sites or YouTube, Spotify, whichever? For me personally, I did not buy it, and even if I did, it probably would not have arrived in time for this video, but I'd rather listen to it on Spotify. And, it's a fine show, really fun concert to listen to, but definitely not one that I would pay at least $20 for, and it's more if you're getting the deluxe or the vinyl. But for me personally, I just don't feel like KISS Off the Soundboard is worth it anymore. And not to say that it's not fun, but it's just not worth the money for me. While I was on the topic of KISS, I figured I would talk a little bit about the allegations against Paul Stanley. He's once again lip-syncing on stage, and, this does not surprise me one bit that more information is coming out and more leaks are coming out about Paul Stanley doing this. He's been doing it for years, and it just seems like it's more and more often now because, KISS are, no pun intended, at the end of the road here. The End of the Road Tour is very aptly named because KISS, I feel like if you stripped away the fireworks, the pyro, the costumes, the boots, all that stuff, and they just gave you a back to the roots hard rock show, from a vocal perspective, I don't know if Paul Stanley could do it anymore, and that's very disappointing. And the fact that he's resorting to lip syncing is downright deceitful. And, KISS want to poke fun at people like David Lee Roth and Peter Criss, Ace Frehley, but at least those guys will give you a real rock show. They won't pretend to be something they're not, and Paul Stanley is just deceiving all of the paying KISS fans who pay their hard-earned money to see them live, and I think it's disgraceful, but this is something that Paul Stanley feels he needs to do to give off the perception that he can still sing, when in reality he can't hit those high notes anymore, and it's very disappointing. But I definitely don't condone what Paul Stanley has been doing, lip-syncing like this, and it's just disgraceful to the KISS fans who pay their hard-earned money to see KISS live and basically get lied to for 2 hours or however long the KISS concerts are. So I definitely don't support Paul Stanley doing this, and I think anybody who lip-syncs live is lying to their fan base, and that should be looked down upon. So I did just want to share my brief thoughts here on Paul Stanley and the recent allegations that he is once again lip-syncing mimicking on stage. Well, I got news for you folks. He never stopped doing it. So that wraps up my review of KISS Off the Soundboard live at Monsters of Rock, Donnington, 1996. All in all, like I said, it's a fine concert, but I don't really think the Off the Soundboard series is worth it anymore. It's not worth paying the money when a lot of these concerts are available on the bootleg sites or on YouTube. So, that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, turn on the bell for notifications to be notified of a new upload, get out there and vote in the community tab whether or not you think KISS Off the Soundboard is worth it, and in the comments below, let me know what you thought of the new KISS Off the Soundboard release live at Donnington 1996. I'd be very interested in hearing your opinions, so let me know all that good stuff down in the comments below, and like I said, be sure to vote. And until next time, it's the CD guy, Johnny Z, signing off. Take care, everybody.